everyone. So, welcome back to Rebirth a Gift. I am Stacy Benton. I am the author of this highly anticipated and highly acclaimed novel. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. I am just really the vibe that I'm feeling today is really relaxed. You know, as you go through life, you have days where you just really just embracing that serenity, that relaxation. And I hope you are feeling that as well. If you're not, you're going to get there. And I just want to just let you guys know that this channel is all about transformation, motivation. It's about encouragement, edification. It's about inspiration and really helping you through this journey of healing. And from your trauma, from your complex trauma, from your childhood wounds, the healing from your domestic violence situation you may be experiencing, or your sexual assault experience, or your mental, your multi-generational violence that you may have experienced in your life, or having a family member that has a mental illness. So this channel is about we deal with heavy issues here. However, it's not only just focused on those heavy issues, we're focusing on the holistic approach when it comes to your transformation, when it comes to you absolutely healing from what you have experienced. And many of you, millions of you, are still experiencing this, but you're in a place of awakening. You're in a place of seeking answers. You're in a place of having a higher level of self-awareness. And you're starting to notice that in this stage in your life, it's like you're feeling high levels of stagnation, frustration. You may feel like there's a higher level, a higher purpose, or a higher existence that you are yearning for. However, you're stagnant in this process and where you currently are in life. So it's like a catch-22. It's like you really see that your goals and aspirations are enormous. They're bigger than you. Your dreams, the vision that you have for your life, for your family, for your generation. However, the state that you're currently in this particular moment in your life, it's not quite reflecting that bigger picture, that enormous dream or vision you have for your life and your family. So, one intricate aspect when it comes to your journey of transformation is first to really come to terms with what happened to you as a child. And as you guys go back and watch the other videos, I want to encourage you, because especially if this is your first time, listening in, watching the video, is that I'm building a foundation here. So listening to the other content, watching the other videos as much as possible, taking the notes, doing the exercises is just going to catapult you into this transformational process that you're already going through. And you already know deep within yourself some of you are on a very subconscious level, meaning that you feel it, but you're quite not connecting it yet. So like the dots are not coming together fully, meaning that there's something deeper that you're seeking. You're having some unsettled moments in your life. But some of you it's very conscious, like you're really engaged in this process and you're ready to get to that new level. You're ready to do the work. You're hands-on. You're engaged in your healing journey. And that will look differently for everyone, but there will be similarities in these experiences. And as you start to watch the content, listen to the content, follow the channel, read the novel, you will see that I'm not the only one that is going through this. I'm not the only one that's embarking on this beautiful transformational journey of my own rebirth experience. And I want you to feel excited about this, because once you get to the other side, once you come to terms first with your trauma, once you face it with more courage, more resiliency, more tenaciousness, more fearlessness, you're going to see that it still is it was still a major event in your life. But as you heal, that experience is going to become smaller and smaller and smaller. The memories of the trauma is going to be reduced as you heal. That's why I stress on this channel is that healing is absolutely powerful. It is absolutely the epitome of empowerment. Healing cannot be underestimated. To heal properly, you have to first do the work. Be that courageous human being that you know you are. Because if you have made it this far, in spite of those challenges, in spite of those difficulties, if you made it this far, then you know that there's something different about me. There's something that is really powerful about me that I may not have quite tapped into my true potential yet. But I am rediscovering that there is something else out there for me. That my journey is just beginning. Because many of you have these dreams, and millions of you have enormous dreams and aspirations. And you're seeing these dreams and aspirations, you see it in your mind. And it's like you're reaching into the atmosphere as if you were reaching to a cloud. And you know how a cloud is not solid. It's really just a vapor. But you're reaching for it. You're reaching in the clouds. You're reaching into that higher level of yourself. You're trying to tap into that higher existence. However, because there's a broken foundation as a result of your trauma, when you reach for it, it's like a vapor. It's like that cloud. You can't quite grasp it. You can't quite possess it. So this transformation is absolutely vital for you to accomplish that goal, to possess your possessions, to possess your possessions, to grasp the vision, but now not only just seeing it, but having it to manifest in your life. So that is why this channel, REBIRTH-a Gift, this novel is more than just a novel or a channel. This is about your absolute empowerment and transformational experience that is going to catapult you into that next level of your life. And I want you to really grasp this concept. I want you to embrace this transformation. I want you to just strip down every preconceived notion you have had. Not only when it comes to your own trauma, but also strip down that preconceived notion of who you thought you were. That identity that is so enmeshed into your trauma because you have not quite healed and transformed that trauma. So it's like you're still seeing yourself in a lesser state. You have not experienced that higher level of ascension or transcendence. But your soul state, which is your mind, your will, and your emotions, is yearning for this next level. It's yearning for this new existence. And as you are searching, as you are Googling, as you are tapping into this frustration that's just really gnawing at you, you're starting to notice that I can't get past these blockages in my life. And these blockages are spiritual. The blockages are psychological. The blockages are financial. And that's why I mentioned in the first video, this is a holistic approach to your transformation. Because, for example, you continue on your life journey the way that you are now. And because it was placed inside of you from the foundation of the world, greatness. So you still tap into that greatness, and I'm speaking to someone here because you're going through this right now. You tap into this greatness because it was freely given to you from the creator of the heavens and the earth, from the infinite one, God, and you achieve success. And so you're living your life and you're enjoying the fruits of your labor. You're embracing this new life. But you're still feeling a higher level of discontentment. You're still feeling that something is missing. Because there's more greatness for you to tap into. You only touch the surface. And as you start to be taken back in time, you will notice that I see myself in that young woman that's struggling. She's a single mother. She's in poverty. She's going through some horrible experiences. And as you look back, you see yourself in her. And you feel this gnawing and this tugging that there's more for me. There's something else I'm supposed to be doing. Or you're that male and you have achieved some great, enormous goals and aspirations, and you're a very focused person. You're very disciplined, not only in your physical life, but also in your professional. And as you're being elevated because greatness was placed inside of you, you still, there's a gnawing at you to say, I haven't quite got there yet. There's something more I need to do. And so you're enjoying the fruits of your labor, the wealth, the power, the money, the experience of life, and you're enjoying the goodness of God. And then there's this gnawing feeling when you look at a young man and you see him struggling. You see him struggling in his own, trying to figure out his own masculinity. You see him struggling and trying to relate to a society that is completely contrary to who he is. You're looking at the generation and you're wondering, I was once there. You're thinking, I was once that young man right there. And somewhere along the lines, you became disconnected from the true assignment. Because wealth and power and riches is great. It's a beautiful experience. I can only imagine. However, what was the true assignment that was placed inside of you? What were you chosen and predestined to be and to do? And as you're looking back and you're reflecting at your pool and at the gorgeous events that you're enjoying, as you're embracing the shopping sprees and the nice luxury cars and the beauty of your labor and the beauty of your life, because you put in the work. You made it happen despite all odds. You are the epitome of success and you know it. However, what is still missing? What is this that's gnawing at your spirit that's telling you that it's something more that I need to do, but I'm quite not there yet? Because if I go back to be that little boy or that young man, if I go back to be that young woman that was broken, will that trigger me? Will that trigger you? What will it take for you to internalize that courage and reinforce it in a direction that's not only going to challenge you, but also challenge society? Because you have the power, you have the wealth, you have the knowledge, you have the gifts and the abilities. But when you look in the eyes of those that reflect you, do you become diminished as a result of seeing the pain in someone else's eyes? Because it reflects back to you your own pain that has not quite been dealt with. So because of that, you find yourself encapsulated in your greatness, but unable to really reach out. Because you're so blinded. Everything around you is good. That you have built a foundation that is good. And when you look at that, if you just get a glimpse of that pain and that suffering, It triggers something in you, but you don't know quite how to embrace that trigger. Woo! So you turn your eye away because seeing the pain of that young man, seeing the pain of that young woman, it only brings you back to the reality of what humanity is really existing in. But despite all that, you feel a tug, you feel a gnawing at your soul that there is more, that I haven't quite reached my highest peak. There's something more that I gotta do. There's something more that I have to experience. When the reflection of pain causes you pain, that signals and that signifies that you are humane. That signifies that you have your humanity intact. That signifies that you have a destiny that is untapped. So what now? What are you going to do now with this newfound understanding that my success in all the luxury of my life, my success, your success in all the luxuries of your existence, when is that knowing in your soul that the blessings, the empowerment, the power, the wealth that I have, it was given for a purpose. And as you reach back, as you look back, sometimes looking back can be good because it allows you to pull at those that are still in that place of pain. They're still there, but you have persevered, you have elevated, but there still is another level of ascension for you. And you know this. You see this. This was part of your vision, but along the way, it's easy to get distracted with enjoying the luxuries and the blessings and the beauty of your existence. But as you start to ascend and your soul is still connected to your humanistic self, to the fragility of being human, as your soul and your spirit is still gnawing at you and tugging at you and is pulling at you in the when you're sleeping, when you're at the gym, when you're following your routine and when you have a very strategic schedule. Did you forget the assignment? Did did you forget the main reason that you wanted to be successful? Did you forget the commitment that you made not only to yourself when you were in that place of transcendence, you were rising, but did you forget what was the true assignment? What was the true mission? What was the true motivation? What was your true inspiration? What was the main reason that you had that drive? Was that drive just for you? Or did you tap into that drive, that driven nation, that diligence, that tenaciousness to help others? Was that the main reason for your elevation? Think back when you were in the 1-bedroom apartment. Think back for when you were living in your car. Think back when you were homeless. Woo! Think back for when you saw the injustice, not only in your own life, but in the life of your mother and your father and your generation before you. Think back when you saw the acts of violence in your own home. Think back to when you saw your grandmother walk into the store. Woo! Think back to when you saw your sister struggling with her own identity. Look back when you were in high school or grade school. And at that moment, you had a deep desire to transform not only your life, but to transform the lives of your generation. Did you get disconnected from the assignments because you were enjoying the luxuries and you forgot the main reason for everything you did? Did you forget the main reason for why you persevered? Did you become detached from the main reason why I continue pushing through the darkness? I kept pushing when I wanted to give up. I kept persevering. I kept pressing through the race because at that point it was bigger than me. It wasn't even about my own aspirations. It wasn't even about your own aspirations, your own dreams, but you saw the injustice. You saw your generation before you. You saw the circumstances that you were in. And that became your motivation. Did you forget the assignment? How many years did it take you to get to the top? How many sleepless nights did it take you to ascend to that place you are at in your life? How many times did you sacrifice your own desires? Because the main reason for you embarking upon this goal and this aspiration of success. The driving force in the beginning of the conceptualization of your greatness, at the core of your soul, at the core of your spirit, was that you wanted to make an impact. It wasn't even about the money, the luxury, the power, the wealth, the fame, the success. It was at the purest form about helping the lives of those around you. Where did you become disconnected from the initial assignment? And what is going to take for you to now stop turning a blind eye to the main reason why you decided to persevere and get to the top? You decided to transcend to that superior state. You partner with that higher vibration of making a change, not only for yourself, but also on a deeper, more profound level. You decided that I'm going to impact the lives of those that's around me. Because when I was at my lowest point, when you were at your most vulnerable state, before the elevation, before the ascension, before the transcendence, when you're at a place of vulnerability, what did your heart sing? What did your soul resonate with? Where did you see yourself going? Was it just about the money, the wealth, the power, the success, the fame, the elevation? But when you go back in time and you tap into that element of yourself that was vulnerable, authentic, genuine, what was the main reason for making the decisions that you made to persevere? What was that intention? How and when did you become disconnected from the assignment? The main reason why you decided to partner with not only your soul state that was pulling at you, gnawing at you to keep going, keep pushing, keep believing, not only in yourself, because you know it wasn't just you that was in this journey. It wasn't just you that was in this fight. It wasn't just you that was elevating you. So where did you become disconnected from the authenticity of why you wanted this success? Because at the core of everything, your heart has a purity. But along the way, you became disconnected because you're human. But I'm here to encourage you that tap back into that vulnerable space. That reason why you decided to pursue medicine. That reason why you decided to pursue music. That reason why you decided to write. That reason why in the very beginning, when you didn't have the power, the fame, the name, the wealth, I'm challenging you to go back to the beginning. Go back to the conceptualization of when you decided to pursue whatever the aspiration, the vision, or the dream was. How did you become disconnected from the assignment? And now you're seeing some unsettling things are going on, not only in your own life, but in the lives of those that you love. And you're questioning yourself, like, what happens? Like, how could that happen? Because I had this desire. I wanted to positively impact the world. I wanted to positively impact humanity. I wanted to make a difference, not only in my own life, but in those around me. Where did you become disconnected from the assignment? Woo! When did this happen? And you're feeling this pull back. You're feeling this drawing back to the source, the infinite one, the one that put that tenaciousness, that resiliency, the one that put that motivation, that inspiration. Now you feel yourself coming back. The infinite one is pulling at you, pulling at your heartstrings, pulling at your soul at night, pulling at your mind when you're trying to concentrate on that next assignment, when you're trying to concentrate on that new business strategy. But you can't quite shake this pull because it's intentional, because you have become disconnected from the assignment. And now there's a pulling, there's a knowing at your soul, at your mind, at your emotional state that humanity needs you. Because God, the creator, the infinite one, loves the creation. And what was placed inside of you was intricately designed to make a profound impact in the earth realm. How did you become disconnected from the human suffering? How did you become disconnected from the souls that you see around you that it's just too painful for you to look them in their eyes and say, I'm sorry I disappointed you. I forgot about you. And you're feeling this knowing, this pulling at your soul, and you're trying to numb it, but that knowing is becoming stronger and is becoming stronger, and you're trying to disconnect. but you can't. Because the assignment was placed inside of you from the foundation of the world, from the foundation of the earth, from the foundation of the beginning, in the very beginning. So this knowing, this pulling, is from the Supreme One. It's from the Infinite One that created everything. And you know this because it resonates with your spirit. What I'm saying right now is resonating with your soul. And even if you decide to block it out, it's still going to pull at your soul in your sleep. When you're in that meeting and you can't even take another meeting, you can't take another blah, blah, blah. You're zoning out. Your soul is calling for you to become back connected with the original assignment. When you're in the house by yourself and you have a multi-mansion, and when you go behind closed doors, you thrust yourself into the work because there's a knowing at your soul. There's a knowing in your mind. There's a knowing in your sleep. And you're trying to hide and disregard the voice that is ringing in your ear. You're trying to hide behind the money, the power, the wealth, the mansions, the cars. It's all beautiful. But when you go inside and you look around and you're sitting there, you have all the furniture, anything that you desire. You have all the cars that you desired, that you wanted, that you dreamed about in the very beginning when you were at the most vulnerable state in your life, when you had nothing. And you look around and you're just in awe of the beauty that's surrounding you. And you see, you turn the TV on because you're so disconnected from the humanity that is suffering. You're so disconnected. And you go and you sit down and you cut the TV on. I'm speaking to someone. I'm speaking to your soul. And just like these tears are flowing down my face, you cry. You should be happy. You should be elated. You should be at a place of contentment. But you know there's something deeper. There's something more for you. And you cut the TV on. And so you just hate to cut the TV on at times because it brings you back to that place of vulnerability when you had nothing. But this knowing that your soul is telling you that it's forcing you to look. Look at the state of humanity. Take a look at what's going on right now. Your soul is pulling you in distraction. So you're looking at the TV screen, you're looking at the news, and you're just flicking the channel. You have your robe on, you have the Versace and the Louis and the Chanel, and you have all the wealth and the power and the influence over humanity. And there's something just won't let you sleep at night. And you're wondering, what is this feeling that I should be happy, I should be content, I should be elated, I should be thankful, I should be grateful, and you're thinking that what is this that's pulling at my soul? And when you look at the screen, it reminds you of that person that you've been running from all this time. It reminds you of that person that you lost that you couldn't help. It reminds you of your mama that you loved so dearly. You saw her inflicted pain after pain. But she stood in the gap. She stood in the place for you. And you start to see this, and you can no longer turn off the TV. You can no longer escape the reality of the state of humanity. You feel this tug in your soul, and you know that this is deeper. You know that this is deeper than you. You know that this is bigger than you. And when you look, the angels in heaven allow you to see the absolute epitome of what you're trying to escape, what you were running from in the very beginning, but you were able to transform those experiences into the person you are today. And you see these images of the injustice that's happening across the nation, across the generations, across the earth, in every nation, every town, every country, on every continent, and you can't escape it because when did you forget the assignment? When did you forget the assignment? Where did you become disconnected from the initial assignment? Now the God of the heavens and the earth, the creator, is tugging at you, and you can't disregard this tug anymore. You can't disconnect from the reality of the pain of humanity even no more. Because God, the Infinite One, is not allowing you to run or escape it. You can't escape it no more. There's a higher level of consciousness. There's a higher level of vibration that's happening right now in the earth. There's a shifting, and you feel this vibration that's resonating in you at a much deeper level. And it does not matter what race you come from. It does not matter what walk of life you came from, or where you're at right now in your life, if you're successful or if you're in poverty. But you know that you see this happening. And for those of you that have the assignment, and that assignment is gnawing at you and telling you to get back to the original state of when you said, you left behind, to those that was your number one motivation. The one that was your number one inspiration. And somewhere along the way, you became disconnected. You became eluded in the fantasies of the life. And you forgot the assignment. You forgot those that said, don't forget me. Always remember where you came from. Always remember that we sacrificed for you. And now you're sitting there. You have all the wealth and the power. And that was orchestrated for a very specific person and purpose. You're sitting there and you know there's more. You know there's more. Then you know there's more that you have to do. And despite everything that you had to do to get to where you're at now, there is a commitment made somewhere that you made on a soul level, that you made on a humanistic level. There was a commitment that I would not only forget those that were less fortunate, but I will utilize my power, my wealth, my influence to help empower others. When did society become so disconnected from the humanistic elements of life? And you know that on a more profound level, that the Infinite One is pulling at you and taking you back down memory lane. Woo! When you were once that broken girl, when you were once that broken man, when you were once that broken little boy, when you was once that person that was seeking for your identity. And somewhere along the way, you became disconnected from your own humanity, from your own soul, deep soul state. And now you feel this knowing, this pulling, this exacerbating vibration that is saying, come back. Come back. I have need of you. Come back. Your soul cannot escape it. And no matter how much you try to avoid or hide behind the luxuries of your life, behind the blessings or the wealth, the power that you have, your humanistic soul is saying there is more. There is more. There is more. I have to come back to my place of vulnerability, of where it all began, of when I decided, I made a commitment that not only will I be catapulted into my destiny, into my purpose, and become extremely successful, but I will not become so disconnected that I have lost my ability to resonate with humanity and the suffering that is happening on a soul level, on a deeper level, and you're feeling this gnawing at you. You're feeling this pull at yourself, at your deeper authenticity. And you know that you can no longer run. You know that you can no longer disregard this. And no matter how much you try to escape into the luxuries of your life and the popping the collars and the Louis Vuitton heels and the Rolls Royces and the Tiffany jewelry, the billion-dollar bank accounts and assets. When did you lose your humanity? That deeper understanding that it is bigger than myself. What is it going to take for you to resonate on a deeper humanistic level that there are individuals that are suffering and you cannot save the world? There's only one true savior, but you can impact the world and influence it in a manner that was predestined from the beginning of the main reason why you have the luxuries. You can definitely make an impact. You can definitely alter the trajectory of humanity. It is never too late. And as you sit there and you're lying in your bed at night and you're tossing and you're turning, your soul won't let you rest. And even if you say, I got work to do, I got this next big deal going, and I have this next innovative idea, I got to get up and do this presentation, and I don't have time to get back in touch with my humanistic self, to get back in touch on a deeper aspect to humanity and the state of not only the human species, but the state of our earth, the state of our existence. When are you going to awaken to that vulnerable state in the very beginning of before you had the influence, you had the wealth, you had the name that everyone knows? before you had the $1 billion assets, the $1 million assets. When are you going to get back to the very beginning of when you had that thought? It was a very pure, intentional thought. Intentionality is powerful. You were very intentional in your motivation. And you said to yourself that if I make it, when I make it, I'm not going to forget where I came from. I'm not going to forget my journey. I'm not going to forget whew, the commitments I made to Big Mama. I'm not going to forget the commitment I made to my grandmother. I'm not going to forget the commitment I made to my generation. I'm not going to forget the commitment I made to my ancestors. I'm not going to forget the commitments I made to those that believed in me, that believed in you. It is time to get back to the assignment. You were chosen for this. You were intricately designed, fearfully and wonderfully created for this assignment. And you're already on that assignment now. And this nagging, this pulling at your soul is necessary. Because there is a human species. There is a humanistic perspective. There's humanistic influence that is needed of you to profoundly impact the human consciousness and the humanistic perspective of the main reason you were chosen. It is time to get back to the vulnerable space, that vulnerable consciousness, that vulnerable state when it was bigger than you. That your entire existence and reason for persevering, pushing through, was to powerfully and positively impact others, society, and humanity. It is time to get back to the original assignment. Rebirth.